Reports of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. I'm not dead, I'm just very, very busy with other things. However, when the fabulous Jamie from Makeup on Your Radar sent this to me in my DMs over on Instagram, I was like, oh, I'm going to have to talk about this, aren't I? So, a massive thank you to Makeup on Your Radar. As always, you are fantastic. This is Melt's new collection with Bailey Sarian. They've done a collection with her before, and this is the Fatally Yours 2 collection. But it seems that they're kind of calling it something very particular when they're talking about the full collection. They're calling it the Nail in the Coffin collection. Now, we don't have an exact date for when this is coming out, but we do know what sort of products are in the mix. And they have indicated that the full collection will retail for $225, but there's a lot in that. There's a Fatally Yours eyeshadow palette, 4 lipsticks, Saint lip gloss, Tempt metallized duochrome eyeshadow gel, a scarlet gel liner, Please Blush, the BB Lash, Fatally Yours 2 cuff clutch, which by the way looks so cute, and also a Fatally Yours 2 mirror. And obviously this is the gorgeous Bailey showcasing the products at play here. Can I just say, that lipstick... I want it. I know I don't need it, so I need to remind myself of that, but I want that one. So let's talk about the eyeshadow palette first. I'm going to assume that this is going to retail for around about the same price as their existing palettes that have the same number of pans. So I suspect this will be about $48. The colour story is very pretty. Funnily enough, I feel like this is kind of perfect for coming up to Christmas, or maybe it's just me. That red in there is quite interesting. Now, I've said this a million times before and I'll say it a million times since. I'm personally not a massive fan of Melt's eyeshadow formula. It's just not entirely for me. But I mean, the colour story is quite nice. And you know what? I actually think this clutch bag is super, super cute. Do you see how it has like a little cuff on it? Adorable. And I know that Melt aren't exactly known for doing like accessories like this. However, from their last collection, which was like the Bride of Frankenstein, the Creature from the Black, etc., the backpack that they made from that sold out really, really quick. So I actually think that this will do strangely well, and it's so cute. So this is a quick look at the lashes, and I can't really tell what the story is here, but they look quite nice. I'm assuming again they'll probably be about the same price as their existing lashes, so maybe about $12, $10 at the cheapest, something like that, because their half lashes are $10. But oh my goodness, I want to talk about those lipsticks. Again, I'm going to assume they're about $22 each. That's generally how much their lipsticks retail for. Those 2 shades, gorgeous. That red, want it. That incredible nude, also want it. Don't judge me. Ooh, and I really do feel like their lipsticks are some of the best things that they have. Everyone talks about the eyeshadows and I'm like, can we please talk about the lipsticks? Can we talk about the gel liners? Can we talk about those? Because these are the best things in my opinion. But obviously that's all super subjective, but I just personally like them. So they're coming out with 4 lipsticks and that just happens to be one of the shades. I really want them. But oh my God, look at that. That is amazing. So it looks like that one is called Judith. Oh, can you imagine that with like a really dark lip liner? You know? Oh, I have a couple of ideas in my head on that. I like this. It's so hard to find a shade like that. I feel like this one will sell out because that's properly interesting and kind of brings us back a little bit more into the 90s lipsticks. Well done, Bailey. This is fabulous. And I mean, quite frankly, you know how I feel about this. I want this. And I will push everybody out of my way for this. Do I need it? No. Do I want it? Yes. And I don't want anyone judging me for this. I think I'll just get the lipsticks. Is that personal growth? Who knows? I also feel like the addition of this pink blush is super interesting. Again, I'm going to ballpark this at being about $22. It's quite interesting because it feels like that pink is so kind of removed from the dark and moody tones of everything else. It does feel like it's quite a broad collection in that sense. The collection also seems to be featuring this lip gloss. Now, to the best of my knowledge, based upon all of my perusal of Melt's own website, they don't seem to have any lip glosses in stock, so it's not like I can compare this to existing things and say, hey, this is the general ballpark of what I think this is going to cost. But I'm intrigued with this because, like I said, I feel like their lip products are really, really good, and this could be quite interesting. And when I tell you that their gel liners are top tier, I mean, they really are. I think I've got most of them to date, probably not all of them. There's a few colours that don't necessarily work for me. but I like the look of this. I'm assuming this is going to be $22, the same as their existing gel liners. Oh, I'm loving the look of this. There's quite a few things in this that I'm actually strangely excited about. And then we have their metallized duochrome eyeshadow gel. And this is a relatively new kind of product for Melt because I believe they introduced this around about the time of, was it the Nightmare Before Christmas collection? Something like that. I'm assuming this is going to retail for $26. I can't wait to see that on the actual eye and see what the story is there. My personal preference for these, because I did actually end up getting the two existing ones, Sour Grape and Clockwork Purple. I quite like using them as eyeliners because they're quite interesting. But yeah, there's quite a few things in this that I'm really into. And finally, we have the Facially Yours 2 handheld mirror. Again, I'm going to assume that this is going to be about $25. Can I just say that little tassel at the end? Super, super cute. But they all tend to be the same sort of circular shape. And personally, I like a mirror that's a little bit bigger because I'm quite blind. But that's quite nice. All in all, I think this is quite a nice collection and I feel like it pairs really well with the existing collection. Like I can see how this palette would mesh quite nicely with her previous one. The thing that kind of jars me a little bit, if I'm 100% honest, is that pink blush. It feels a little bit disjointed, like it doesn't quite belong to that collection. And there's part of me that kind of appreciates that. I feel like maybe Bailey was like, I know it doesn't entirely go, but I like it, so it's going in there. And I'm like, you know what? Why not? Love what you love. In terms of what I would personally get, I don't think you're going to be wildly surprised that I'm looking at the lipsticks and I'm like, you will be mine. I want that gel liner. I want the metallized thing. The rest aren't necessarily for me, but that's totally fine. I quite like the clutch bag, but if I'm 100% honest with myself, I won't get juice out of it. I'm a one handbag kind of gal and I use it until it falls apart. It just is what it is. And I have one right now that I really love and it's green and it fits with my entire aesthetic, if that's what we care about. I do feel like the entire collection for $225, that's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. I do feel though that there's been a lot of sales with Melt of late and I'm wondering if that's like an indication of a lack or a dip in popularity. Maybe that's me reading into things too much, but I would personally like to see, I'm going to say it, their eyeshadow formula get an update because I just don't think that it warrants the price tag. Everything else is actually really, really strong. But for me, I feel like a brand in general, a lot of their stuff hinges on eyeshadow. You know, like people go for the eyeshadow as being like the big ticket item as part of a collection. But all in all, not bad at all. And it's great to see Bailey doing more things on this. And I feel like their collaboration just in general between that brand and Bailey just makes a hell of a lot of sense. But anyways, let me know down below what you guys think. Are you into this? Do you plan on getting any of this? Or are you like me just kind of going, I'm only going to get bits of it. I'm not going to lose my mind. I promise.